Hey guys, Starfire here for another video, and today I will be talking about Volume 6, Episode 5 of RWBY, and oh my goodness, this chapter, it made me feel a lot of things, especially for Team RWBY. This episode was really focusing, and I just want to point out, I love seeing Neo, and Neo states that she's mute. That's why she can't talk. And I want to talk about what happened between them. Basically, Neo blames Cinder for Roman's death, and Cinder is like, "Well, don't keep blaming me. Let's go kill RWBY." And then she's like, "Let's talk," and then that's how Neo points out. I love seeing Neo in action. She's really cool. I like seeing her fight, and I think Neo's becoming one of my favorite characters. So, now I want to skip to the Bumblebee moment. Blake and Yang's moment. This episode really focused on Team RWBY and the two sets of partners. And Blake and Yang are really divided in this. And it's really hard. To me, it was really sometimes hard to watch it. Because I'm just like, Blake's really trying here, and Yang, you're not helping at all. So, I just lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. And it's just, Blake really wants to be there for Yang, and she tells her, "I'm not leaving you anymore." Oh, Yang, can you still be mad at the world for like 5 seconds so Blake can talk to you and you actually... God, there is a lot of tension between these two because they haven't seen each other since Volume 3, at the end of Volume 3, when, well, that whole fight with Adam, and Blake kind of left the second she got to, and it really hurt Yang, and Yang's still dealing with a lot of hurt from that, and with the whole thing with, we found out about Ospen and Sam, there's no being Sam, it's really, Yang's not in the best place in mind, and we get a moment where Blake is like, she's really worried about Yang. She genuinely is worried, concerned about her partner and her friend, and Yang pushes her away, and it's a moment. She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. You don't look fine." I was like, okay, Blake, I don't know what it's going to take for Blake and Yang to just come together. It's going to take a lot, and it's going to take a long time. So, this is really hard for them. And when Yang saw, she just saw Adam, it's only in her head. And we get to know a little bit more about Adam's character, that he tends to find a way to belittle you, to really make you feel horrible about stuff. He really knows how to. Basically, Blake tells Yang this, and this gets to see. She says, well, I'm here for you. I'm not leaving you, and and so next time we face Adam, we'll face him together, and I'll protect you." And Yang is almost offended by that. Yang, she's trying. Please. Yang is still really hurt by everything. It makes sense for her to be this way. Blake is really going the extra mile, stretching her hand out for Yang to grab. And Blake means by this is that I'm going to fight by your side and have you back next time we fight Adam. And Adam... Blake reveals more about him because Blake knows the most about Adam because she worked with him. And it just... really shows. And she also says that Adam has control, but his semblance is not where his true power comes from. So we get a little bit know more about Blake, and I meant Adam, but also about Blake. I like seeing the side of Blake. She's really coming and evolving from this. And yeah, it's really something to really take in. And Yang, we're seeing the side of Yang we haven't seen before, which is a very vulnerable side of her that we haven't seen yet. And a side of Yang, because Yang, like, she's just being, like, bright as the sun. She's always stands out in the crowd. That's who Yang is. Yang always finds the funny in a situation, and she's always trying to cheer people up. And same with RWBY. And that I'm about to get to, or RWBY wrote, I'm about to get to RWBY. But it just shows how hard things have gone for Yang, and it's not what she thought the world was. And there's a lot of anger she has, and she doesn't know what to do with it. It's not like she can go punch something. It's not like she can just do that and make everything better. Anyways, I want to talk about Ruby and Weiss now. Oh, okay. Ruby and Weiss. This moment. Oh. So, basically, Ruby and Weiss are going to look around for supplies for, like, food. They do find food. They find canned food. So, yeah, and that was a good moment. But they're walking through and they find a room filled with alcohol and another room filled with more alcohol. And this is where I'm going to bring up this topic about Crow and his drinking. Ruby is very aware of Crow's drinking problem, especially times like this when he feels hopeless and when something really bad has happened. She knows how Uncle Crow is, and he'll just go drink away and get drunk, get really drunk, and maybe get wasted. And Ruby really wants to keep Crow sober as possible during this entire time. I would if I was Ruby. It makes Ruby aware of everything that's happened to her and everything that's happened to Ruby. And Ruby is the one with the level head at this point. Crow seems to be doing fine. Oh no, he is not doing fine. Crow is keeping a composure for all of them not to panic. And then Maria, she's I'm gonna talk about that old woman soon. I love her. She's awesome. So Weiss and Ruby have this moment. And Ruby's very concerned for her team and for her uncle, for Oscar, for everyone. And Ruby has been bearing a lot of burdens and problems since the beginning of the series. Mainly in the beginning of the series, she was bearing the burden. She lost her mom when she was really young, and she had to deal with that pain. But now it's escalated to this, and she's a team leader now. Her team looks up to her, and it shows Ruby has also had conflict with herself, and she's probably also upset with Ozpin and him not telling them this sooner. But then again, I'm not agreeing with Ozpin. I'm not disagreeing with Ozpin. I'm like in the middle with him, and I'm just like, okay, dude. But yeah, so Ruby's almost a little hurt and a little bit upset that Weiss is kind of giving up hope. It makes sense for many reasons. Ruby just wants to keep her team together as much as possible. And it's really hard for her. I think Ruby's going to get to a point where she does snap. And I'm waiting for that moment. And she's getting there. She's just trying to be hopeful and hope maybe it's changed. Maybe there is a way to stop Salem. That's who RWBY is. She's very hopeful, and she's just trying to make sure no one else falls apart. So yeah, and that little cellar thing, I don't know what that cellar, I think it's a cellar, that cage, little door opening, I don't know what it's called. Please tell me in the comments what that called in the last scene. And when it opened at the end and closed, then I was like, oh crap. When Weiss screamed earlier in the episode, I thought there was a Grimm. Honestly, I thought there was a Grimm. I was like, oh, there's a Grimm in the house. Oh no. But Weiss would fight it then again. I'm like, oh, she just saw 2 dead bodies and was a little bit shocked. And it's kind of funny because it's not really funny, but it's kind of to see that Weiss kind of went to RWBY for a bit of comfort. And, you know, RWBY's RWBY, and she's just... RWBY is this ball of things that make her who she is. And she's very hopeful, and she's very kind. She can be impulsive and reckless, and just jump straight into something without thinking. But she also does have the other side where she does think, where she does have a plan. And RWBY kind of does her own thing, and it's also a downfall to her as team leader. But right now, she's not thinking. She is thinking, but she's thinking about her team and what's the best to do for them right now. So they're all conflicted with all of this. And RWBY probably is herself, but she's in her mind. That is not important at the moment. So it was good to see Weiss and RWBY interact, because we haven't seen them interact in a good while. We saw them in Volume 5 together, but like it wasn't really a moment to themselves where they can just talk about what happened. They didn't really talk about what happened, but Weiss is very uneasy about everything that's happening, and RWBY knows this. And RWBY's just trying to stepping in and just trying to help out Weiss here and tell her there's hope. Don't worry, we'll fix this. We'll stop Salem. We'll be heroes. Yeah. No, but RWBY knows how hard this is, and there's just a lot going on. And for Blake and Yang, it's just they're just so diverted at this point, and I hope they can really save themselves and become better. And Team RWBY just needs to come together again and just fight. And I think there's a lot of hurt. They've hurt each other from at the end of Volume 3. And Blake left, which hurt Yang. Weiss left. It did hurt RWBY a little bit, but RWBY wasn't affected too bad like Yang was. Not saying it didn't bother RWBY. It probably does bother RWBY that our entire team was scattered. And it probably also bothered Yang that RWBY left. Yeah, you like ditch me, sis. Yeah, I had to go fight Grimm. RWBY didn't know what to do back in the beginning. That's why she left at the end of Volume 3, and it's why that's where Volume 4 started. And she's doing what she thought was right. And I plan to make a video talking about why RWBY left for Volume 4, even though on Volume 6, it's just something I wanted to talk about, because I find it important, and how it affected the whole storyline. And Neo is going to play a huge role, I think, and hopefully Neo's not going to be really a bad guy in this. More like she just kind of wants revenge, but she's been with Roman for how long? Who knows, when the start of the series. And I don't think Neo's a bad person. I think she's just with the bad guys. Same with Emerald and Mercury. The things that have happened in their lives led them to this point. And there was no Salem in this episode. I really hate Cinder. I really do. I just wanted to die, okay? I just really want... I was hoping Raven killed her. But, yeah. Cinder's gonna be in big trouble next time she sees Salem. That's a lot of S's in statement. Anyways, I want to talk about Maria. She's awesome. Okay, she's like grandma mode kicked in. She's like, she was talking to us and you keep the fire going while I find us a story to read them. Maria, don't you have some stories of your own to tell? Exactly. I have a couple theories who Maria is, and I feel like Maria and Ruby are connected somehow through something, and I don't know what it is. So, yeah, I'm making this review way too long, but there's a lot to talk about in such a short frame of time. And I just love that moment with Maria, and Oscar feels, I don't know, no, Oscar knows what to do, okay? And Crow does say no one needs, dude, you're going off on your own. You say no one should be alone. But then again, Crow is a trained huntsman. He can take care of himself. The rest of them, they're still kids. He just wants them to keep each other safe. Especially Ruby. I think he was making that statement more towards Ruby than anyone else in the entire episode. He's like, Ruby, don't go off on your own. So the crazy scorpion dude doesn't come after you again. I think he's worried about all of them because if one of them gets found, then all of them get found, and then it's just problems. So, yeah. That's really it for this review. So, if you guys enjoyed, also, hit that like button, give a thumbs up for this video, and also comment what you thought about the episode and stuff I forgot to talk about that you wanted me to talk about. So, anyways, yeah. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new. And yeah, for more content like this. And anyways, guys, this is Starfire. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.